After defeating the bandits, Lynn continues westward. She and her colleagues stop for the night at a ruined fortress. The Gainland bandits are in a rage after their brethren fell to Lynn's swords. They race in pursuit of the companions. Their angry footsteps sound closer and closer. Chapter 4, In Occupation's Shadow. Hi everyone, I'm Cinderay9. Welcome back to Let's Play Fire Emblem 7. This should suffice. Tonight's bed. This mildewy old fortress? That's the best we can do. Come, Will, surely you jest. The bandits keep everything in turmoil around here. No one has time to worry about travelers. And there are rather a lot of us. This'll be fine. Who wants to be stuck inside anyway? I prefer a place where I can feel the wind blow. As long as I'm at Lynn's side, I'll be fine. And for your protection, your man-at-arms, Sane, will be right here by your side, ladies. Sane, both you and I are to remain awake. We will alternate the watch. Alas. Okay, sounds good to me. And being the tactician, of course, I was in the forest. I know that evade bonus. Your pardon, milady. Who's there? Forgive my intrusion. My name's Natalie. I'm from a village not far from here. Ow! Are you alright? Your leg. It's fine, don't worry. It's from a childhood sickness. I can't travel far on it, but it doesn't trouble me much. What are you doing here all by yourself? I'm looking for my husband. I heard he was in this area. He said he was going to raise money to have my leg mended. He left the village and hasn't returned. He's a kind-hearted man, but I think he might be involved in something dangerous. I got so worried. Here's a sketch of him. It's a poor likeness at best, but his name is Dorcas. Do you know of him? I'm sorry, I don't believe I've seen or heard of him. I see. If you do meet him, please give him a message. Tell him that Natalie is looking for him. I will tell him. I promise. When suddenly... Here they are. Finally tracked down that band that defeated Michael. So they decide to hole up in this ruined fortress. Perfect. We'll wait till it gets dark and then... You're an idiot. Only a few of them. Some are women. We attacked them at night, I'd be a laughingstock. Besides, we might hurt the women by mistake. I'll not be so wasteful. You're right, Karja. You're so smart. We'll avenge Michael and get some pretty souvenirs to boot. Who knows? Maybe I'll be a leader after all. Let's go. Spread out and encircle the place, you rogues. Let's finish this before it gets too dark to see. Uh-oh. That's quite a few. Hi, you look different. Hey, you. Your name's Dorcas, right? You hadn't done much since you joined us. Those weapons of yours aren't just for show. Today's the day to let us see what you can do. Want you to attack from the back entrance to the east. Supposed to be a woman inside. Want you to capture her. Do that, and I'll increase your share of the take. You want gold? You'll get the job done. Bunch of women, huh? Would break Natalie's sweet heart to see me sink so low. Lady Lindis! Outside the fortress! Bandits! What did you say? Persistent bunch, aren't they? What do you think? Shall we go out and face them? No. Natalie cannot move well, and that would put her in danger. Let them come to us. We'll fight here, within these walls. Central, take over. The command is yours. You got it, Lindis. All we have to do is hold out until they tire and leave. Rest easy, Natalie. No one will harm you. Listen, everyone. Fight with caution. In this chapter, your goal is to protect a special character for a set period of time. Keep Natalie safe for 7 turns. Central, Natalie, and other green units are called NPCs. NPCs are not enemies, but they cannot be moved or given orders. Sometimes, green units will be attacked because they're on the field of combat. Be careful not to let enemies close in on Natalie. Central, this fortress has 2 entrances. That's where we must meet the enemy. I'll take the eastern door. Central, you and the others guard the main entrance. When the enemy far outnumbers your group, it's safer to restrict the battle to smaller areas. No matter how strong the enemy is, if he's attacked on all sides, he's sure to take massive damage. So, the east door is Lynn's, and the south door is everyone else's. Be on guard. Select Lynn, move her to the space indicated by the cursor, and have her wait. Alright. For this mission, we have to protect Natalie for 7 turns. As you can see, Natalie only has 10 HP. She's just an NPC. So if anybody gets to her, they're probably gonna kill her. And then that's that. Just to bring attention to it, look here. There's a wall that can be broken down. Be careful of this. Oh, we'll have Lindis move first. Let's see what we have here. Iron axe, iron sword, bow, axe, iron axe. Here we go. Now I can show this off. This enemy drops an iron axe. You know he drops it because the text is green, as you can see, and flashes. Here, it's just white, like everything else. This guy up top will drop the iron axe when you beat him. You beat him, you'll just get the iron axe. What else do we have here? Hello! Look who it is! It's Dorcas. He has a hand axe, which doubles as a ranged attack. We'll see this in action here in a little bit. While not very accurate, and doesn't have many uses, the great thing about the hand axe is it hits 1 or 2 spaces. So it can have the range of an archer and also still hit melee. These with 1 to 2 range are very nice. Although the hit, as you can see on a hand axe, is pretty low. And that's just axes in general. They typically have high weight, low hit percentage, but good damage. And here's the boss. Karja, I think that's how I pronounced it. Member of the Gainlund Bandits. Again, he's using a steel axe, so he has a lot of power. And he's all the way down here. We also have a few bandits with iron bows that we'll need to be careful of. He also uses an iron sword. Speaking of iron swords and things of the like, I'm going to go over weapon ranks again really quick, because I didn't do a very good job of it the first time. I just kind of skimmed over that. So let me get to that now. Let's talk about weapon ranks, shall we? All characters have a weapon rank for weapons they're able to use. Cavaliers, for example, have a spear weapon rank and a sword weapon rank, since they can use both types of weapons. Weapon ranks range from E and going to, depending on the Fire Emblem game, A, S, or even double S in one case. The highest rank in this game is S, although characters can only get to rank A for right now. More on that when the time comes. What you need to know is that means the lowest rank is E and goes up to D, C, B, A, and finally S. As we saw last episode, weapons have a rank themselves. This shows the minimum rank a character needs to use a weapon. So let's take an Iron Sword, for example. It has a rank of E. That means any character with at least an E rank in swords can use it. So anyone that can use swords, because E is minimum. Stronger weapons will need the character to have a higher rank, however. A Steel Sword, which we haven't seen yet, requires at least a D rank in swords. So if the character only has an E rank, they can't use it. So you might be asking yourself, Syndrel, how do characters gain weapon ranks? I'm glad you asked. The answer is quite easy on the basic level. Use the weapon. When a character attacks or counterattacks with the weapon, the character gains a semi-invisible stat called Weapon EXP for that class of weapon. As usual, there are exceptions to this rule. I'll go over this when they pop up, don't worry. You can actually see the semi-invisible stat, Weapon EXP, in bar form on the character screen. I'll put up an example now. That bar. You can't get a numerical value, even though the game is keeping it as a numerical value. You just can't see it. Just know that once the bar fills up, or in other words, once the character gains enough Weapon EXP, they'll advance in rank. So, in plain terms, just use swords if you want to rank up swords. Got it? I hope so. It's pretty simple on the basic level. There are calculations, you get so much EXP when you swing and things like that, but I'm not going to go into that. Just know that the more a character uses the weapon, the more weapon EXP they get, and then once they reach a certain level of EXP, they'll gain a new rank in it. Now, just to wrap this up, I'll go over some fun trivia about older Fire Emblem games, just to help round out your knowledge a little bit now that you understand how it works in this game. The really old Fire Emblem games, like the first, I think the second and the third as well. Don't remember about the fourth. I don't remember when they changed the system we use now, but the really old Fire Emblem games didn't have the weapon ranks as letters like they do here. Characters had a weapon level stat that worked like your other stats, like strength or skill or defense or luck, etc. It was a number, and it had a chance to increase on level up like every other stat, and characters had a growth rate in it as well. So you had to hope that when a character levels up, their weapon level stat would level up too. That way they could use bigger weapons. Honestly, I'm glad we have the system we do now with the letters, and as you use the weapon, you get weapon EXP and your rank can go up that way, instead of you hoping for it on level up. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this explanation on weapon levels, weapon EXP, and some Fire Emblem series history. Alright, moving on. Let's begin this chapter proper. We move Lyn here. Now for everybody else, we're going to move Kent here. Sane here, that way they can block this doorway. This goes back to that technique I was talking about last episode. Blocking off routes, that way only one or just two enemies could hit you. Fewer enemies can hit your party. And this is basically a defensive mission, with the whole protect. We're gonna move Will over here to help guard the wall. You're not gonna attack the wall. And Florina is going to move defense around the door. There we go. And wait here. Now Dorcas is gonna attack Lyn and miss. This is scripted. And now the rest will go. Now that mercenary is going to attack the wall. It's going to take them a few turns to break it down, but he will be able to. we're gonna stop that from happening. And because Will has a bow, he'll counterattack. We're going to take out the archer first, then we'll take out the people that are going to hit the wall. Okay.
Syndril, the fighter who just attacked me. Doesn't he look somewhat like that picture of Natalie's husband?
Yes, as a matter of fact, he does. Sometimes you can speak with enemy characters. If you think you can converse with someone, move one of your units to an adjacent space. By and large, you'll know who to send from hints you receive in other conversations. When you're not sure, just try using Lyn. Select Lyn now. Now, this goes for a lot of Fire Emblem games. If you talk to certain enemies, you'll know because they have, you know, they're named, they're not just Bandit. And typically not the boss either. You know, the rest are just Bandit. He's different. He actually has a name. You'll know, hey, maybe I can recruit this person. You'll also get a hint either through the beginning of the chapter or maybe when you visit some huts or things like that. It's typically at the beginning of the chapter as you kind of look through, as you go through the conversation. We know Natalie has been looking for Dorcas. So, hey, there you go. Sometimes you have to speak with a specific character. When you have to do that, it's kind of given away in the cutscene as well. They're kind of mentioned, oh man, I wish I could find this person. Yeah, sometimes it's pretty obvious. If nobody is really spoken of, then, like they said, you go with Lyn, or whoever your lord is for the Fire Emblem you're playing. Usually the lords can talk to people and have them and recruit them. So let's do what the tutorial wants us to do, and we'll talk to Dorcas and get him on our team.
You! Tell me, are you Dorcas?
How do you know my name?
Natalie told me. What are you doing with these rogues?
I need money.
That may be, but joining up with mercenaries?
It's the only way to earn gold in these parts. I'll do anything. Even this.
For gold? Anything? Would you hurt your wife? Natalie is here! We're protecting her within this fortress!
What? She's here?
She was so worried that she came looking for you. Think, Dorcas! Would your actions please your wife?
You're right.
Well?
I understand. I can't do this. Done with these bandits. Here and now.
Really?
Yes. And I would repay you for your kindness towards Natalie. Allow me to fight for you. In this way, you can sometimes turn enemies into allies. It's a big Fire Emblem thing. Never underestimate the power of persuasive speech. Your new companion, Dorcas, is an axe-wielding fighter. You remember the weapon triangle? Axes are strong against lances and weak against swords. Axes have more power than other weapons, but they're also more difficult to hit with. That's what I was talking about axes a few minutes ago. Axes have typically more power than other weapons, but they also have a lower hit percentage. Try using Dorcas to attack. Select him now. Okay, we'll do that. Weapon Dorcas is wielding is called a hand axe. Use it to attack an adjacent opponent, or throw it in an indirect combat in the manner of a bow. This versatility makes it a valuable weapon. Hand axes are nice. It's difficult to hit with though, so don't rely on it too much. Now let's use the hand axe and try some indirect combat. So you can put Dorcas wherever you want. Just make sure that he can swing. That's scripted. That will always happen. Just so you know. And he now has an iron axe to round out his inventory. Right now, after all your units have moved, it automatically becomes the enemy's turn. Alright? Sometimes there are moments when you might not want or be able to move all your units. When it's bothersome to tell your units to wait one by one, select End from the map menu to speed things up. So you just do this, and then go to End. And that ends your turn. Pretty simple. But we're not done. Thank you, Will. Will's gonna hide behind this wall and shoot people. That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna take out these two. As for Florina, I don't have too much in particular I want her to do yet. We'll send her here for now. And basically, Kent and Zane are gonna hold this place. 4 damage, huh? Well, let's swing. Good. And we'll do the same. It gets rid of that bandit. Alright, now the enemy can go. Good. Almost another level for Kent. Good. Keep dodging. That should level Kent up. Yes, good. Level up. HP, strength, skill. Not bad. Not bad. Got some strength, which I'm happy about. Oh, look what we have here. The sword user came up. What are you waiting for? She's just a child. A girl. Get more men up here. Now. Welcome to another Fire Emblem staple. Reinforcements. In some maps, reinforcements will show up in different places and will show up for a number of turns. They usually quit after a certain number of turns. Sometimes reinforcements begin to pop up after a certain number of turns, or they'll begin popping up after you cross like this imaginary line. This typically happens on larger maps. Once you get, kind of halfway, a character kind of breaks the halfway point of the map, reinforcements start to show up. Things of that like. We have one up here. We have a bandit wielding a sword, and we have this Iron Axe bandit. Let's send Florina up here. Yeah, it's actually in her favor. Let's do that. So that'll work well. And what we're going to do with Jorgus here is he's going to come down here. Will's going to attack the bandit with the iron sword. Take him out in a few turns. Speaking of, let's go over his stats now. And I'll go over his class, Fighter, as well. So I'll throw up his stat growths. Now, fighters typically have very high HP growth. This is kind of goes for the axe users in general, which end up being fighters. Very high HP growth in Fire Emblem games. Pretty high to high strength growth. As see, Jorgus has a 60% strength growth, which is, much higher than anybody we've seen so far. But then you start getting to their drawbacks. They have okay skill. Jorgus has pretty good luck, honestly. But look at that speed growth. Fighters tend to have not so great speed growth. And you see, it's only 20%. What ends up happening to fighters later on is, unless they get lucky, of course, anything is possible with RNG, axe-wielding classes will begin to get doubled by enemy units just because they won't have the speed to match. What they do have, though, is a lot of con in this game, where there's a constitution stat. They have a lot of con, and for the purposes of this game, can wield heavier weapons, like axes, without speed penalty. But again, they don't get a lot of speed growth. This kind of hampers them. And you see the defense growth is okay at 25%, and the resistance growth is 15. So don't expect fighters to get a lot of resistance as well. This goes for the Fire Emblem series as a whole. This is kind of how the fighter is. High HP, high strength, low defensive and speed growths. That's just how it works. He has a C rank in axes to start with. Very good. And he now has an iron axe to go with the hand axe. Alright. And we'll wait with Lynn. And this is where Kit and Sane are going to get some EXP from guarding this door. And that should get rid of you. Good. Level up! HP, skill, luck. Alright. That could be better. I actually got hit. But the Cavaliers with their higher defense are good for blocking off the front, which is why Lynn told them to block that off. Still hitting the wall. Hit. And if Kit gets unlucky with a few more hits, I'll have him, and Sane as well, we'll have them use vulneraries to heal themselves. And more reinforcements. That's fine. Florina can get rid of this guy. I believe the reinforcement person up here is always a sword guy. I kind of remember that, which is why I'm just having Florina up here and just taking them out. That way she can get some EXP. Alright, shoot you again. Bring you over here. So close. If Ken had one more strength, he could have killed the bandit. That's okay. Get rid of you. Alright. Enemy phase. There goes that bandit. All according to plan so far. Oh, Kent doubles you. You lose. And that's another level up for Kent. HP, skill, speed. Alright, cool. I'd like to see some defensive growth, but... Alright. You're gonna come up here. And see if you can hit him. Good. Because that bandit's going to be next to hit the wall. Alright, we'll get rid of you. And that gets Will a level up. HP, speed, defense, resistance. Wow! Nice! Nice, Will. Defense and resistance, wow. Okay. So you do 2 damage, you only do 2 damage as well. And you have no crit percent chance, so I'm not worried about Florina dying this turn. Could go attack with Lynn. Lynn will get plenty of EXP in other maps, I'm not worried about that. At this point, if you're careful, you can go try to head to the boss and try to kill him before the 7 turns end. The boss is going to hit really hard. Just be careful about that because of the steel axe. If you kill the boss, you'll get a lot of EXP. You've seen that in the other chapters when a unit kills a boss, they get a lot of EXP. Honestly, I don't do that. I just stay defensive. 9. Yeah. Okay. In turn. Oh, you decided to attack Lynn, huh? Alright. Your funeral. So Lynn kills that guy anyway. Hit. And that gets Florina a level up. 1 HP. Why? Do better. As that bandit hits the wall. More sharp, you're at 7 HP. Jeez, yeah, the bandit's actually pretty fast. You're at 7. Should be okay for you to swing. I'm gonna go ahead and get Lynn the kill. Here we go. Alright. How much do you do? 10. Good. What's that? And in turn. Good dodge, Kent. Now with that speed growth, yep, you're gonna double. Good. Other phase, more reinforcements. Last turn. Now the enemies will still get their turn to swing, so please keep that in mind. Hit. Alright. And yeah, you only swing for 2. You're dead. you're the only one that can reach. And you still have an iron axe. It's good to check reinforcements as well. Their weapons. This being an early map, I didn't think they have anything special. But when reinforcements come, you'll want to make a habit of seeing what weapons they're wielding, because sometimes they come with stronger weapons than you think. Sometimes you can have units talk with NPCs as well, especially if there's something important, like so. Natalie!
Is it you?
Natalie, are you alright? What were you thinking, coming out all this way?
I was worried about you. Please, don't let my leg trouble you anymore. You mustn't put yourself in danger. Please.
I'm sorry. Must have been out of my head. I didn't realize that girl Lynn made me open my eyes.
Linda's brought you here?
I'll explain later. We gotta drive back these bandits first. Listen, stay put. Don't move from here.
Alright, as long as you're here, I know I'm safe.
A touching moment that people kind of forget about. People forget to talk to Natalie with Dorcas, because that's a thing you can do. Alright, the enemy gets one more go, and then we win. Come on, Florina. Crit! Aww. She crit, she could have got one last kill. That would have been nice. Take your one last swing at Kent. Miss. Hit, and done. And Kent's weapon level increased. Wonder what that puts him at with swords. After 7 turns is done. Curses! They're not human! Listen up, rogues! Retreat! Pull back!
The enemy's fled. Syndril, we've won!
Yes, we have.
Dorcas!
I'm so sorry, Natalie.
All's well that ends well. Right, Natalie?
Our village is close. I'll take Natalie home and return tomorrow.
Why can't we just say our farewells today?
Well, I spoke with Syndril. I've been invited to join your group. Yeah, having an axe person, considering especially since we don't have one, would be nice to have along.
But we're going to Lycia.
Have to go somewhere to earn money. You think I'll be of use? I'd like to fight for you. You helped my wife. I owe you.
Please, Lynn, we're both in agreement on this. Watch out over my husband.
I will do just that.
Things have finally calmed down.
We'll continue taking turns keeping watch. Please, rest easily.
Is that alright? Are you sure? Sane?
Oh, yes, of course.
Let me warn you. If bandits sneak up on you, they'll cut you down without mercy. Do you understand that?
What? Do you doubt my bravery? Am I not a knight? There's no need to worry. Right, Kent? If there's anything suspicious, we'll take care of it. Rest assured.
Really? Well, good night then. See you tomorrow, Syndril.
Let's go. Ha! No one ever trusts me. And with that, Chapter 4 comes to a close. This is your introductory defensive map. And throughout the Fire Emblem series, they take all sorts of shapes and forms. The premise is to block off passageways where the enemy can get in and hold out for a certain number of turns. You can play offensively. Sometimes the game will reward you for doing so. as in there'll be an enemy with a nice shiny drop you can get if you go and get them. But you just have to judge it for yourself. This being just the introductory map, other than killing the boss for EXP, there's really no reason to go out and fight. You can do what I did with... wow, her name just left me. I apologize. With your Pegasus Knight, Florina, there we go. See, I remembered. With Florina, and keep her up there just so she can get some easy EXP, because all the units there are going to use swords. In some instances, reinforcements are random. They're not random here. It's just something to keep in mind. Anyway, that's Chapter 4. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and had a lot of fun. Until the next episode, I'm Cinder89. Remember to shoot for the stars, and take care, everyone.